Yo, what is going on, everyone in the crypto space? Today I'll be addressing all the fear, uncertainty, and doubt that's going on with cryptocurrency. Sorry, my dog's trying to kick my ass right now. Stop. Alright, so today I'm going to be addressing all the fear, uncertainty, and doubt that's going on around XRP. So I'm going to be talking about three things today. One of them is the fact that people think that the supply is too high for XRP. I'm going to give my reasoning on why that is not true. Second is that banks are using Ripple but not the currency XRP, and I'm also going to combat that with some facts from the Ripple employees. And the third one is Ripple actually having a strong bullish uptrend and it's showing a lot of buying pressure, and it actually just broke resistance. It hit 26 cents on CoinMarketCap. So the supply of XRP is around 38 billion, and people look at that and say that is way too much. How is it even going to move in value? It's actually up 4,000% this year, and at 1.8,000% when it hit its all-time high of 42 cents. Because this year it moved from half a penny to now at 26 cents. So that is a huge movement. That's a bigger movement than Bitcoin. So you can't say that it can't have big movements because the supply is too high. And the reason the supply is high is because this is meant to be used by institutions, not personal use. When Satoshi Nakamoto, when he created Bitcoin, he only created 21 million that could be in existence because he did not expect this to be used on such a massive scale. He didn't think it was going to be this big, and they weren't prepared for this. Ripple is prepared. Its system can handle 1,500 transactions per second. It can complete transactions in 4 seconds, and if companies use RippleNet and XRP, they can save 60% on processing fees by eliminating Nostro, Vostro, and Forex exchange costs for banks. So with that said, the supply for Ripple needs to be high because it's going to be used by many financial institutions, or that is their goal. Let's say 100 banks launch tomorrow, and they're all launching cross-border payments with each other through RippleNet. Now, when they're doing that, they're all going to hold a certain amount of XRP, and it's going to be a lot of XRP. So what has to happen is they have to hold a lot of XRP because they're a freaking bank. They're moving millions and almost billions of dollars a day in cross-border payments. So they're going to need a lot of a currency to be able to move that through. So for Ripple to be a global bridge asset, the supply needs to be high. And some guy, I remember a couple months ago in the XRP chat, I can't pull it up right now because it was a long time ago, but I don't know if he was correct or not, but he did the math, and he said, theoretically speaking, Ripple would need 1% of the daily Forex volume, which is 5.3 trillion. It would need 1% of that in order to hit $173. So if we could get a good amount of that, let's say 3%, this coin can go above 500 easy. So the next thing is that banks are using Ripple, and credit card companies, American Express, they're using Ripple, but they're not using XRP. Now, I mean, I can understand this because if, let's say, all the banks said, no, we are not going to use XRP, I mean, I would pull out. But they are not saying this. On the CNBC article, when they announced American Express, Santander team up with Ripple for cross-border payments via blockchain, actually says here, quote, Ripple said that its cryptocurrency, XRP, will come into play as means of speeding up payments later down the line. So they did confirm that it will come into play. And a tweet by, I think, Miguel Villas, I think it was, someone said, oh yeah, banks they're using RippleNet but not using XRP. And what he responded with, I don't have the exact quote on screen, but he responded with saying, if you think that XRP is not going to be used in banks, you have our strategy wrong. So he's basically saying, he's admitting that their strategy works with XRP, and they're going to use XRP to incentivize banks for using RippleNet and XRP. Also, today on the Ripple discussion, this guy came in here saying, oh, dose of reality, oh man, the supply's too high, they're not using XRP. And this veteran member who happens to be a Ripple employee on XRP chat actually says XRP is at the core of and integral to what Ripple does. The strategy simply isn't to force people to use it, but rather to make it a disadvantage for them not to use it. Now this is interesting because I also read on an SBI report, the big SBI bank that was kind of the first bank to really step up to the plate with Ripple technology. They said that they would save 33% on transactions by just using Ripple but not XRP, But when they used XRP and RippleNet combined, they saved 60% on transaction costs. Now, not only does XRP used with RippleNet save on transaction costs, it also makes it more liquid and actually faster. So XRP will come into play, like they said, it will come into play in the future. But I mean, when they're signing up banks and American Express, they're testing out the RippleNet, they're doing business-to-business payments, they're not going to go, yeah, RippleNet XRP, we want to use it now. I mean, they're kind of slowly develop into it. So when they use the RippleNet and they find out they really like it, Ripple comes and says, hey, yeah, if you use XRP, you get incentivized to the Ripple Accelerator program. And by using XRP, you're going to cut costs and you're going to get more liquidity and more speed. So banks will use XRP. So that's not even a debate. Ripple employees specifically stated that XRP, they are marketing it to banks. They want banks to use XRP. And like he said, they want to make it a disadvantage for them to not use it. So that uncertainty, I hope I cleared that for you about the supply and about banks not using XRP. The last thing I wanted to talk about, Ripple is now, if I refresh the page here, it is now at 26.5 cents, and literally 10 minutes ago before making this video, it was just at 26 cents. So it's actually moving pretty hard right now. If I pull up a chart of the XRP to the dollar, it is looking so bullish, so much upward pressure, so much buying pressure coming in for this coin ever since the, ever since the American Express and Ripple partnership. So right here, I know I'm not going to be recording this screen. I'm too lazy to do that. I'm not going to go freaking pay for some, or download some system just to record my screen real quick. So I'm just going to show you right here that you can see this huge bullish move. So this candle right here, that was the American Express partnership. It sold off, and as you notice, the lows keep getting higher and higher. The lows do not get any lower than the previous low. And now it broke the most recent resistance line, and it's pushing really hard past that. And now it's at 25.5 cents on Bitstamp. But with the exchanged averages, it is at 0.265. So it is moving fairly quickly. And I believe that people are now starting to see the progress with Ripple, how much potential the system has, all the problems with the financial institutions and payments. I think now people are starting to realize that they're getting serious. Because back then when Ripple was half a penny, there was no banks that were actively saying, like, yeah, we want to use this. But now I really think that this buying pressure is coming from American Express, because I think nobody expected that. And them coming out all of a sudden saying, yep, payments are live between UK and UK using RippleNet, but not XRP. But guys, when banks are actually using RippleNet and XRP, that will significantly cause Ripple to appreciate in value, because the currency that you buy, the currency that you trade, the currency that you took a loss on, that currency will be used for cross-border payments. So when it's used for its real use case, that's when it frickin' just sets off to the moon. Take Ethereum, for example. I believe earlier this year, maybe late 2016, it was around $2 or $3. Then what happened was that initial coin offerings, are also known as ICOs, they started using Ethereum to build their platforms on. When Ethereum was used on how it was built to be used by, or no, I worded that completely wrong. When it started being used how it was supposed to, it fucking skyrocketed. It is now at $480, almost $500. So imagine when XRP is actually being used among billions of dollars of financial institutions. I mean, this is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer to invest in. I'm not going to say that, oh, it's going to go to $100, it's going to go to $200. But I will say I am 100% confident this will continue to appreciate in value. I just don't know how much. So thank you so much for watching this. Thank you guys for subscribing and liking and interacting by commenting on the videos. I'm going to reply to those as much as possible. And thank you for the subscribers. I started at 0 subscribers a week ago. Now I'm at 75, so that's some pretty good growth. I'm going to continue to try to grow and spread my channel through the crypto space, because I believe that this will help spread the message, get more investors, get more people interested in the crypto space, because it has so much potential. So thank you so much for watching this. I will see you guys in the next video.